For over 10 years has the Battlefield franchise been delivering us some of the best multiplayer experiences available, but it has been since only recently that its success has really started to increase, with the gap between main entries always having been several years, but that being filled up by sub-sequels like the Bad Company series. I won't lie and say that I was initially in fear with the announcement of Battlefield 4. Not because I didn't have faith in it becoming a fantastic game, but that small time between the third and fourth entry may be causing it not to be as innovative as the other ones were. So the big question for Battlefield 4 remains: what are those new changes and innovations, and will those be able to deliver us a truly new Battlefield experience? Though Battlefield is known for its unique multiplayer mode, it is since a few entries ago that every game also comes packed with a single player campaign. Though generally quite fun, it was especially Battlefield 3's campaign that didn't feel up to standard. Wide maps and vehicles, some of the things it is seen as synonymous with, were replaced by scripted events and linear levels. All in all, fans demanded something better. Battlefield 4 is bringing us a campaign that you can expect to be of the same length but with a better story and more choice as in how you want to tackle a specific objective. Sure, that spectacle of a helicopter attacking you in an elevator or crashing your car to ultimately sink in the sea is still there, but the way you get to those moments has been made so that you have much more freedom. Do you prefer flanking your enemies by going around sneakily, or getting in a car and driving up to them? All this will be possible and is looking to guarantee you to have a much better time playing the campaign. Still, this won't be why you will be picking up Battlefield 4, as it is the multiplayer mode that will leave you no choice but to witness why there is nothing else on the market that is quite like Battlefield. Multiplayer in Battlefield has always been about the complete experience it brings, with its objective-based infantry and vehicle gameplay, and Battlefield 4 is no exception to this. Once again, DICE is delivering something that you simply can't find anywhere else. Sure, a lot of things that have been expanded on you will already know and love, yet there are a few new big additions that will make it feel different from any entry before, so let's take a look at what those innovations are. We'll start off at the differences between platforms. Just like with Battlefield 3, the PS3 and Xbox 360 versions of the game will be supported with servers that can take up to 24 people. PC has always had the advantage on this front, but with the next-gen consoles on their way, you will now be able to enjoy the hectic 64-player battles on not only PC, but also PS4 and Xbox One. So what does this mean for current gen? Basically, the same thing as before. On a game mode like Conquest, there will simply be less capture points that are also closer to each other, narrowing down the focus points on maps and making battles of around the same scale as you will find on the other platforms. In terms of these game modes, you will see most of the old favorites return, like Rush, Conquest, Domination and a few deathmatch based modes. However, DICE is also bringing in two major new ones in the form of Obliteration and Defuse. Obliteration has teams fighting to protect a few high value key targets. A bomb will be spawned at a random position on the map, and it is your task to take it and destroy the enemy targets. Defuse is a mode that you may find similar to Counter-Strike's competitive element or Search and Destroy in Call of Duty. Battles have been scaled down to 5 versus 5 players, but once you get killed, you will not respawn until the end of a round. This will make for elimination type of gameplay with players on their toes to protect themselves and fight for their lives. Commander mode makes a return from Battlefield 2 and will allow 2 players per team to take over control of the battle, assign targets and do all sorts of things to assist, like shooting missiles to enemy positions. This can be done not only in-game on your console or PC, but also via tablets. And then finally, there's Levolution, a feature introduced to counter some of the criticism on destruction in Battlefield 3. Every map will allow for various ways of interaction, from the big to the small. Create new pathways through a map by destroying what's blocking it, turn off the lights in a room or lock up an enemy with a grenade which he can't evade. We've already seen how a skyscraper can be taken down in Siege of Shanghai or a cruise ship crash on Parasol Storm. Not only does this make for visual spectacle, but it can also influence the gameplay by, for example, changing the position of capture points. All in all, it seems that Battlefield 4 is bringing some great new things to the table. While delivering us a multiplayer mode with 10 new maps and 7 game modes at launch, it's also giving us new features like Levolution and the renewed Commander mode that will make it differ from any installment we've played before. Single player has never been the focus, and that won't change now either, but DICE has looked at the mistakes they made before and will deliver a better campaign this time. Though it's no secret that PC and next-gen consoles are going to get the best overall experience with their 64-player battles, I am sure that by looking at past entries there will also be enough to enjoy for current gen. And though I may have been a bit concerned about the small gap between two main entries, Battlefield 4 is doing enough new things to be a game we will enjoy again for the coming years.